Here's a complete everyday carry setup you can get from Amazon for under $110. Everything in this kit fits nicely in this Viperade VE16 organizer. On one side, this Viperade VE16 has one large pocket, 3 EDC slots, 2 MOLLE webbing slots. Flip it over and you have 2 zipper pockets and 1 multi-tool slot. It also has this Velcro area for patches. This VE16 has built-in paracord loops for a sling attachment, and it's small enough to carry in your pants or your jacket pocket. And it would also be a great asset for an EDC backpack. Viperade also makes an upgraded version of this VE16 that's water resistant called the X-Pack. If you really need to repel water, this might be a good option for you. I'm keeping this Gerber dime multi-tool with this kit because of the nice assortment of tools and the affordability of it. The thing that will surprise you the most when you first get this dime is the size. It's tiny. It could be used as a keychain accessory if you wanted to. The key features of this multi-tool are spring-loaded pliers, wire cutters, tweezers, a flathead driver, a bottle opener that stays out like this all the time, a retail package opener, a plain edge blade, scissors, a file, and a nice little lanyard ring or key ring. If you don't like black, you can also get one of these in red or green. Rite makes really nice EDC items, so I'm including their all black metal clicker pin and this black mini stapled notebook. This notebook comes in a 3-pack, and all 3 can fit in the Viperade Organizer. The metal pen has a nice feel to it and can write through just about any weather conditions. I found that these notebooks are perfect for a vehicle maintenance log. I can write down the part numbers of the common parts that I need, like filters and wipers. I could also use it to track gas mileage and oil change intervals. The Olight i3E is a really nice budget-friendly flashlight. It's 90 lumens of brightness for about $10. 90 lumens is great for everyday carry and is conveniently powered by one AAA battery. I found this clean all black money clip to keep with this pouch. It has a really strong magnet and it keeps my cash and cards secure. When I unzip my pouch, I want to be able to remove my cards and my cash quickly. I could leave them loose in this zipped up area, but this money clip keeps everything very organized the way I want. If you want to build a kit like this, I'll leave a link in the description of my video for all these items. I just want to show you guys that they've got 2 zipper pockets here, and both of these pockets will work just fine for a money clip. So if you have cards and cash in there, it's going to fit in either pocket. It's going to zip up just fine. So it just depends on how you want to carry it. There's more than enough room in this big pocket. You can even put it this way in there if you want, and it's still going to fit just fine. So that gives you a little more options there. I've even got this little bit bigger money clip that I use all the time, and I'm going to show how it fits in there too. It'll zip up both ways if you want it to. You can also put this one in this smaller zip pocket. It's a little tighter, but it does have this little area above here that has some extra room, so things can kind of slip in there and fit. It fits just fine. So it's kind of cool to have two different zipper pockets. And like I was saying earlier, with these type of organizers, you want to keep everything pretty thin. If you have a bunch of really thin items, they'll fit just fine in here. Like this here, this is about 5 bills and 2 cards. So it's not a huge money clip, so it's very compact, but it fits great in this little pocket right here. I just want to show you guys some comparisons to this other Viperade kit that I did before. It's about the same size, it's very similar. One of the few differences is just a couple little changes they did. They made a little pocket here on the black one, and they did the Velcro for your patches and things like that. And of course they did the zipper here and on the side. So it's kind of a preference thing, just depends on what you might prefer. But the size is very the same. If you have gear, if you bought some gear for this organizer or vice versa, you could use either one, and all these items could transfer between the two. So this Viperade pouch does have this nice big pocket on the outside here, and they say it's for a multi-tool. And I've got this older Gerber here it's probably over 15 years old, and it does fit in this pocket. It's a lot bigger than the dime. I'll show you how much bigger it is. I mean, this dime is a keychain tool, so it's just a lot bigger. But just to show you for reference. But anyway, so this will fit in here just right. But something about these organizers that you'll notice is it's kind of nice to have slender tools that aren't very thick to go in these, because once you start adding up all these really thick items, they're going to interfere with whatever you have inside these zipped up pockets. Like if you have this, like if I want to put like my money clip in here with some bulkier items, it's going to interfere with that. It's going to just kind of bulge this thing out. So I just recommend whatever tools that you want to keep in here, just keep small ones, like thin ones. Like if you have a EDC utility knife, that's kind of one of the type of items that work great with these. Like here's a utility knife by Olight that I did in the past, that I looked at in one of my other videos. It fits really good in here, and I highly recommend like these skinny tools to go in these kits, because you can really pack more in here and they don't really interfere with each other. Now you probably want something with a clip. If you're going to put something in this pocket, it's probably best to have a pocket knife with a clip or something to grab here, because this kind of, unless it's going to fit tightly, it may come out of there sometime. Just depends on how you're going to carry this thing. If it's in a backpack, you wouldn't worry about it, but that's just a little tip there. You know, these compact tools are great. That's why I chose this tiny little Olight. It fits in the slot perfect and doesn't take up a lot of room. And even I could put this even over here too. So a lot of options with these. I've been finding so many uses for these notebooks. We just had a freeze not too long ago, and I had a busted pipe under my house. It's PVC, and I live on a pier and beam style house where you can actually crawl under it. And I didn't want to take my phone or anything underneath the house to take pictures of the parts I needed to replace. What I did was I took this notebook and this pen, and I kind of crawled under there. I didn't have to go too far, but it was pretty dirty. And I just wrote down all the different pieces. I had to get so many T's, so many elbows, and so much length of pipe. It's just PVC, so I always like to write down how many pieces of each I need to replace. So this came in really handy. I was just like, you know, it's a perfect little thing to do. When you have something that you can write on, you don't have to worry about it getting wet or dirty, especially in the summer. Like right now it's winter when I'm filming this, but in the summer you could put this in your pocket, and if you're going to get sweaty, if you're out working or doing something, you don't have to worry about it. So I've read some comments here and there that people have been breaking these Gerber dimes, and I really don't understand why they've been breaking them. They're just a keychain multi-tool. They shouldn't be used for high torque applications. There's a lot of good uses to have a nice little pair of pliers. These things come in really handy when you least expect it. One of the things that I've come across is sometimes you have a piece of rope or maybe some heavy paracord, something like that has a knot in it. And sometimes your fingers cannot get that knot undone. And I've found that a pair of pliers is one of the best things to pull a knot loose. I know it's just one example, but it's just something I would share with you guys just from personal experience. Now this is just a piece of rope. It's not tied very tight, but I was just going to show you these pliers come in so handy when you have something that has a knot in it like this. I mean, it could be your shoelace or your, anything like that also. But when you can grab a piece of rope with a pair of pliers like this and give you that leverage you need, it's very handy. So I was just wanting to share that with you guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with the craftsmanship and the build quality on these. If you use them properly, I think they're going to work just fine for what they are. So Gerber calls this the retail package opener. Now a lot of times you'll get a package and it's really made to be kind of like shoplifter proof or something like that. It's real hard to open. Usually you have to have a knife or a pair of scissors. Usually it's one of these type of items that's just pressed in with plastic on both sides. This has paper on the back, so it is easier to get into than most. I was just going to show you what this is actually for. You can actually cut this. It's got this nice curve to the blade, so it gives you some nice leverage when you're cutting. So I think it's a pretty nice little tool they provided here.